Hi there, and welcome to the latest edition of Who's Zoomin' Who, presented by Team Monarch partner, the Virginia Lottery. I'm Ted Alexander, and we're talking ODU men's basketball today with Jason Wade. Jason, thanks for the time.
No problem, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, here we are. The fall is here. First of all, you're on campus, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Finally back.
How weird has this whole thing been from your standpoint?
Man, weird is an understatement. It's crazy just being on campus and not seeing people that you have grown accustomed to seeing the past 2 years I've been here. It's like a ghost town almost. And minus that part, the schooling is pretty good. It's just the social piece that's really missing from me, at least.
Do you find after thinking about it that, yeah, that's a pretty important piece, and it's an adjustment to get used to not having that socialization? I know I certainly do.
Most definitely. I think now more than ever, people are realizing like college is really like you learn more than anything social skills. I think just being able to interact with different types of people, whether it's your teacher, whether it's your classmates in the classroom, whether it's your teammates on and off the court. Like, we still interact with each other, but not as much as we would if this wasn't going on. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that college, you really learn, if the most you learn is how to be social and learn how to interact with other people. And I feel that that's something that this freshman year's class is being cheated of. But it's what we have to work with, and it's the best way to go with being safe.
No matter what had happened with the pandemic, this was going to be a unique off season for you with a season-ending knee injury. That meant a lot of rehab, a lot of, I'm sure, introspection on your part, looking inward. How's the rehab going on the knee, and how's the ride been for you?
The rehab is getting there. It's not easy, but I love it. I love doing it. I love trying to get back to where I was at and even pushing that and getting even better to where I was at. But the rehab is going good. It's been different. I'm not normally used to like having to use my mind and pay attention to detail and really focus on the little things. But with getting hurt and trying to get back to being a top-notch athlete, you really have to pay attention to detail, and I think that's what this injury has brought out of me.
How difficult is it to be patient?
Man, it's extremely difficult, especially when you're talking about something that you can't do that you love doing, and that's something you can't do that you have loved doing for the past 15 or so years. It's hard, but it's going to come. The time is definitely going to come.
In terms of your road to Old Dominion, your dad went here, your brother was a manager, that type of stuff. Was it automatic that you'd go to ODU? Was it expected, or was it a goal of yours? How did it all come together? Because you can go on one or two different roads when it comes to having folks that already have a connection with the university.
Right. I would say for most people, it was expected that ODU was going to be my choice with, like you said, my dad coming here, also my mother coming here, and my brother coming here now. But so I would say it was expected, but in my mind, it was never a guarantee. What made me pick the school that I picked was how I felt about it, and ODU felt like home, minus my dad coming here, minus my mother coming here. The coaching staff did a really good job of making sure that I knew that they were very interested in me and that they wanted me to be a part of this program. And I think they did a better job of that than any other program that recruited me. So that's what got me down to Norfolk, Virginia, and here on ODU's campus.
Anybody that has come to watch the ODU men's basketball team play and you're in uniform has seen your family there, front and center, supporting you. What's that like?
It's real, you know, and it's been like that since I picked the basketball up. I look to the left and I see a whole just Wade section of fans, and it means a lot. It pushes me to get better, and especially in a time like this with being hurt, that's what drives me. Just wanting to look over and see my family on the sideline and get in my games and cheering for me. that's what's getting me through this process.
A lot of folks playing at your level would say, all right, my game's good, and not concentrate on getting better. How difficult is it to realize, I've got to put the work in, I've got to continue to get better when you're already at a pretty high level?
Right. I mean, I feel like where everybody's situation is a little bit different. Me, I've always been like that, whether it's been basketball, whether it's been reading books, whether it's been riding a bike. I've always wanted to perfect whatever it was that I was doing. And with basketball, I think basketball is one of those things you can't perfect, but you can always work at it and get better at it. And that's the mindset I have going forward. And I feel that that's the right mindset to have.
What words would you use to describe yourself as a basketball player?
Just determined, hard-nosed, and tough.
And when it comes to playing in front of the fans at Chartway Arena, what is that experience like?
Oh man, it's nothing like that. I came from Richmond, Virginia, which is pretty popular in basketball, and people really love and adore basketball there. But the feeling here is totally different from that. It's that times 10. The TED to me, has been the best place I've played in, and since I started playing basketball. And looking at it, going from conference to conference, we play these teams in the conference. We definitely have all these teams beat by far, and I think Monarch Nation and y'all are a big part in our success, and I just want to thank y'all for coming.
From a scholastic standpoint, you're heading into your junior year right now. Real life is just on the horizon. With your rehab and the fact that you've had to spend some time away from the game, have you had the opportunity to think more about what's next after basketball?
Most definitely, and I feel like that would come with anybody who's been in my situation. With basketball not being here, it definitely slows down your life and slows down your mental and gives you time to just think of, okay, what now? Basketball is not here. What can I do now? What can I do now to be impactful? What can I do now to make a difference or to be known? And that's definitely done that here. It's definitely slowed me down and gave me time to think. And I'm honestly grateful for it because I feel like that's something that wouldn't have happened if I didn't get hurt.
Perfect world. What's your life after basketball look like?
Perfect world. I'm on somebody's bench yelling at players to do better and just teaching kids how to love the game, how I loved it, and to play it.
You had the opportunity at the Conference USA tournament in Frisco this past March to sit with Dave Twardzik and I on the broadcast. What was it like having that view of the game?
It was definitely a unique experience. I commend you guys. I gave it a try, and it was not as easy as I thought it was. You really have to be like that. You have to be like this. And like I said, I commend you guys. Y'all do a great job. I was a little iffy, but it was fun, and I was glad I had that experience. Thank you guys for allowing me.
Looking ahead to this season, we aren't quite sure what it's going to look like, but it'll be a challenging one no matter what because the Monarchs always play a challenging schedule. What's your focus as you gear up for the 2021 campaign?
The focus is definitely just working on us and our inner circle, just making sure that we are hitting at all levels, that we have no weakness throughout our roster. Just making sure we're all on the same page, making sure we're all knowing that we're going to lock in on defense, and we're just going to try hard this year. This year is definitely a bounce back year, most would say, and I feel if we have that message throughout the whole locker room and whole coaching staff, then this year will be a special year.
And lastly for you, Jason, how are you trying to make sure the new guys feel like Monarchs sooner rather than later?
Just by reaching out and talking to them. Like I said, the social piece is different. By this time last year, we would have been hanging out with the new guys 1,000 times by now, but it's a little bit different. We're told to stay in our rooms a little bit more, so it's harder. But just by reaching out, talking to them, playing the little video games over online. And just staying connected. That's what you can do as teammates. Just stay connected and hope that everything is going to work out for the best.
Speaking of living arrangements, what kind of situation do you find yourself in during this pandemic? Do you have roommates? What's the deal?
Yes, sir. I had 3 roommates. We tried to space out as much as we can. I think the only times we really come together is when NBA basketball is on. We'll all come out in the living room and we'll sit in our little quadrants of the couch and just watch the game and talk it up.
What's it been like watching the NBA in a bubble?
I think it's been fun. I think that's where you really see the competitiveness come out of the players when there's no fans and no fans there to will you. That shows like who is really built for NBA basketball and who's not, in my opinion. So it's been fun.
What's your team? Who's your team?
My team is the Clippers, and I got my money's on them. I'm with them all the way.
Jason, we appreciate the time here today. Best of luck as the rehab continues, and we look forward to seeing you on the court sometime during the 2021 season. Appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Jason Wade joining us. Who's Zoomin' Who? Presented by T Monarch, partner of the Virginia Lottery. I'm Ted Alexander.